material entanglement. And today, now I'm going to read this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, first I'm going to read from the side. Iti evam niguda nirvedo vishriyam mritim madaram punarbhavacchetram upasamasila muniganadajidam shalakramam pulastya pulahashramam kalanjarat pratyayagama idi evam nigudo nirvedo vishrichyam mrigam madaram punar bhagavat kshetram upasamasila muniganataidam shalikramam pulastya pulahashramam kalancharat pratyayagama. And one more. Idi evam niguda nirvedo vishriyam mrigam madaram punar bhagavat kshetram upasamasila munigana daitam shalikramam pulastya pulakashramam kalanjarat pratyayagama.
Iti evam nirguda
nirvedo
Vishityamrigim mataram Punar bhagavat kshetram Upashamasila muni Ganadaityam Shalagramam pulastya pulahashramam Kalancharat pratyachagama
Chant, you want to chant? Okay, then we can go into read by words. Idi, thus, evam, in this way, niguda, hidden, nirvidedaha, completely unattached to material activities, drishya, giving up, mrigim, the deer, madaram, its mother, punaha, again, bhagavat kshetram, the place where the Supreme Lord is worshipped, upasamasila, completely detached from all material attachments, muniganadayidam, which is dear to the great saintly residents, Saligramam, the village known as Saligrama, Pulastya Pulaha Ashramam, to the ashram conducted by such a great
The ashram conducted by such a great
village, by such a great sage as Pulasthya and Pulaga,
by such great sages as Pulasthya and Pulaga,
Kalanjarat, from the Kalanjara mountain, where he had taken his birth in the womb of a deer, Pratyayagama, he came back. Okay, we can go into read translation. Although Bharata Maharaj received the body of a deer, by constant repentance he became completely detached from all material things. He did not disclose these things to anyone, but he left his mother deer in a place known as Kalanjara mountain, where he was born. He again went to the forest of Saligrama and to the ashrama of Pulasthya and Pulaga. It is significant that Maharaj Bharata, by the grace of Vasudeva, remembered his past life. He did not waste a moment. He returned to Pulaga Ashrama, to the village known as Saligrama. Associating is very meaningful. Therefore, ISKCON tries to perfect one who entered the society. The members of the society should always remember that the society is not like a free hotel. All the members should be very careful to execute their spiritual duties so that whoever comes will automatically become a devotee and will be able to return back to Godhead in this very life. Although Bharata Maharaj acquired the body of a deer, he again left his earth and home, in this case the mountain Kalanjara. No one should be captivated by his birthplace and family. One should take shelter of the association of devotee and cultivate Krishna consciousness. Om Adhyanasidhirantasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadadi Swapadambikam Vandekam Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sagrayadam Sagagana Raghunathan Vidamtam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saginam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vidamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpa Tarvjasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evasya Padidana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudriye Nashchapresha Bhagavate Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Narashti Ishvara Parama Krishna Chachitananda Vikraka Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for attending Srimad Bhagavatam class, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to sharing something from Srimad Bhagavatam, and we can going to read some the words of this verse. I want to read today. So some point from here, because these verses talk about detachment of Bharata Maharaj, and we have to know how to detach from our material entanglements. This is very difficult. We can understand from Bharata Maharaj story, life story, how he take his spiritual journey from his first birth and second year birth and his third birth. And we have to know everyone is he was fall down from stage of Bhava. This is also one thing we have to take very seriously in our practice. We are not still stage of Nishta. Can imagine the stage of Bhava, they can fall down because of our mind's subtle attachments can carry still Bhava stage. This is the danger of the spiritual practice when we are not very much aware about this. Any time we can downfall. This is the teaching of Jataparat Maharaj story. Also, the behind this story telling us to the very important things about pure devotional service, because he was practicing majestic yoga. As I mentioned before, the previous slokas mentioned about how was he practicing majestic yoga. And later on, this is not completely majestic yoga. He first started his journey with majestic yoga, but later on he instituted the pure devotional service because he was renounced his palace and wife and children and then everything behind him, and he went to forest, the Saligrama Gandhigi river, and he was practicing devotional service. First, not devotional service, he was studying meditation, and later on he improved his love for Krishna, but it was not completely, it's mentioned, I can mention about later on how he attached to deer and why he is so entangled for this form of deer, why not another things, why exactly the animal. I can elaborate these things later on. Now I want to go through a little bit about these main points. Here is mentioned in this verse that his birthplace, Kalanchara mountain. This is also significant. I can elaborate later on. And Bhagavad Kshetra, this sloka is mentioned about Bhagavad Kshetra. This is also our temple, also Bhagavad Kshetra. We have to understand what's the meaning of Bhagavad Kshetra. Prabhupada mentioned in the purport is tries to perfect one who entered the society. The member of the society should be always remember that the society is not like the free hotel. Prabhupada mentioned many times this is not a free hotel. They have to really understand why you are coming, because Bharata Maharaj should be understand why he renounced everything, went to Pulakapulasti ashrama and in the Saligrama village. For what, which purpose he renounced everything. Should be very careful when we have certain attachment in our mind. This can distract from Krishna. This is the lesson of Bharata Maharaj's life story. It's very, very deep, because Srimad Bhagavatam telling different ways, teaching us different ways. One way is teaching us through stories, and another is through prayers, and another is through poetic, like song, Rudra Gita, Virma Gita, Yugala Gita, Uttara Gita, Gopi Gita, such a Gita, many Gitas are there. Srimad Bhagavatam teaching us through poetic way, and this is very essential, pure devotional service, teaching in the poetics way. And also stories like Dhruva story, Prahlad story, like Jataparat Maharaj story. Through story, they give us listen how to we practice our pure devotional service without any fail. And we can see is Srimad Bhagavatam teaching us through Upadesha and the instructions. You can see Kabladev give instruction for her mother. This is also there. And then we can see in Srimad Bhagavatam teaching allegorical stories like Puranjana indirectly. They tell some story and we have to understand what is going on. And in this way, Srimad Bhagavatam teaching us in a different way to understand the pure love of God, Krishna. This is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. We have to understand Vishnustu Bhagavan Shreya. Tattvam Param Dhimahi is Krishna is the only absolute truth. This we can only understand through Ananya Bhakti. When we are doing Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, and this and that, we cannot understand Krishna completely. We can only yoga, majestic yoga, or the impersonal understanding. We can't understand Krishna completely. Only Ananya Bhakti, through Ananya Bhakti, we can understand Krishna completely. That's why in Srimad Bhagavatam help us to understand about Krishna. This is a different form of Krishna. Krishna has many different forms. This is not different from Krishna. Still, 9th canto is Srimad Bhagavatam describing different form of Krishna. Why? We have to understand the Krishna form, the supreme form of Krishna. This is the Ananya, this is the Ananya Bhakti of our Gaudiya Sampradaya. We have to understand this philosophy, but then we have to try how to please Krishna. And Prabhupada mentioned later on in the temple, we have to set example in the temple for others who is coming new. They have to understand, oh, this is the bhakti we have to also follow. Otherwise, when devotees are fighting in the temple and glorifying themselves and this and that, so the whole nonsense going here, then who is like to come and practicing Krishna consciousness? That's why Prabhupada said, this Krishna consciousness is make first class man. This is not make a lazy man. This place for making first class man. Who is coming here, joining here, they should example for others. They don't discriminate any service here. They have to share with everyone. They have to just set example for everyone. This place is really should be for everyone. That's why this is also Krishna Kshetra. This means is that take association of your devotees, very important. That's why in slogan, this sloka is mentioned, Krishna Kshetra, because it's Bharat Maharaj is went to back again in the deer form. He went to back this Pulakapulasti ashram in Saligrama village because he take this association, he understood his mistake. What he did in previous life, and the Acharya says he did one mistake. He very much attached this deer. That's why he fell down. Then Acharya said that compassion is not wrong. If you compassion for other living beings, it's not wrong. But this compassion distract your bhakti from Krishna, that is wrong. Mm-hmm. He did this mistake. He had so much compassion for this deer. This is natural because this is also connection from previous life. Jadabharat Maharaj in previous life he was king. He was ruled his kingdom very nicely. He has so much compassion in heart. He take care of his people and the animals, everything very nicely. And this compassion, he after some time he renounced immediately. This immediate renunciation also danger. Mm-hmm. That's also mentioned here. He renounced his kingdom immediately. He left his sometime devotee doing, left his wife, just run away. What happened? This renunciation is fake renunciation, monkey renunciation. Again come the problems, attachment. And it renounced immediately, and he went to a forest. He went to a Saligrama village and practiced devotional service. First he started to meditating and chanting and remembering everything. He did is like a majestic yogi. He don't know properly how to act, and he started with majestic yoga. After some time he developed attachment to Krishna. His devotion is appearing heart, and then he started to practice devotional service. Still, this compassion of his previous life is there. That's why this deer is appear in front of him, the form of compassion, the previous life. Mm-hmm. Then is attract because our subtle body, because he feel after left his home, sometime he feel, you can see sometimes devotees after coming ISKCON, they can feel, oh, why I am left my family and this and that. When they have subtle emotion inside, it's lead you next life, sure. This is subtle emotion, you have to give up all clearly. But Bharat Maharaj has little compassion of toward his responsibility, his family and kingdom, and he has so much compassion for animals also, he take care of everything, because king is for not only for human beings, it's for his residents. And in this toward his compassion lead him during the meditation. He saw the deer and lead him this way to attach the deer, because the subtle emotion, the attachment was hidden in heart. Here is telling, it's also in verse, is hidden. This is hidden in the heart, and this appeared the form of deer. And what happened, he attached to, because he has also thinking this responsibility and compassion in subtle way. Is appear his mind always during the meditation or after meditation. Sometimes it appear always, it was hidden in his heart, and it appeared the form of deer. What happened? He attached to, he takes responsibility. He attached to this deer, and he take care of this deer. And he saw his compassion too, and he forget it everything. His regulatory principles, he chanting, he forget it. And Prabhupada said, it's very dangerous if you get entanglements of material things. You slowly, the symptom of distraction, you can immediately see your sadhana, everything come down. Your sadhana come down, your chanting come down, and your practice come down, your regulatory principle, you give up. This is the material attachment, the symptom of material attachment. We have to really understand, I have attachment. You have to pray to Krishna really for protection. This is the distraction, this bring down. It's what's happened for Bharata Maharaj. Everything come down. And he couldn't recognize anything because he was so much attached. And he was feeding, and he was, even when this deer is somewhere going, he become anxiety. He couldn't meditate, he's searching, and he's praising like a prince. He's totally lucid, his consciousness in this way. He has so much attachment. And Prabhupada said, our real compassion, we have to give pure Krishna consciousness to others. This is real compassion. But Bharata Maharaj misplaced this compassion to deer, and he give all time for protecting this deer, but he forget it. His dharma is worshipping Krishna. He's totally distracted. That's why actually it says we have to always very careful. Anytime our mind, our subtle previous life, abrahta karmas can appear and distract from Krishna. There's two types of abrahta karma described in Shastra. This one is abrahta karma is like Jadabharat. In Baba stage, Krishna is testing. Because Krishna is giving, anybody can ask why in the Baba stage he got such a problem. And anybody can, because for the purification, Ananya Bhakti you can only attain without any material attachment. Because it's still very little, 1% or very, very subtle person. If you have the attachment, you cannot attain your devotional service. That's why Brahma Bhakti is not possible. That's why Krishna is so merciful. Krishna is helping us overcome from these obstacles, and he gives short punishment. When we are not fully attention of Krishna, Krishna give us short punishment. Then we are asking, why Krishna you are giving me this and that? We have to understand we are not attentive in our devotional service. That's why Krishna gives later punishment. And we have to understand this punishment is improve my sadhana, is better than before. But what we do sometimes, we are disappointed. This is also attachment. We are not attached to Krishna, we are attached to our things. We are recognized we are this body, and we are identify everything related with us. Then this way, again we do same mistake. That's why Acharya said we have to very consciousness. Krishna consciousness is beyond all. This is very pure. This can purify anyone who is connected with pure devotional service. But we have to know how to become first class man. As Prabhupada said, ISKCON is for that. He's teaching us pure devotional service and bhakti. But what we do, we come here, we are doing most of the time is, most of 99% we are doing karma. We have some expectation from Krishna and this and that, name, fame, glory and this and that, and fighting, ego. These things are material, this is no spiritual. We have to know this is not devotion, at least not devotion. The Acharya says in this consciousness, Sutra consciousness. You know, actual Sutra, because Sutra are jealous and they have fighting and they have attachment. Attachment is Sutra's consciousness. What we do, we are never, Krishna is meant for developing Brahmana qualities. What we do, after humming here, we are thinking, we are Brahmana. We are thinking we are we are Vaishnava. We are thinking we are Vaishnava. This is the more elevated stage, but we are thinking we are Vaishnava first. And we are thinking we are very much the Brahmanas, we are also Brahmanas. And we are not thinking we are still Sutras. What we do, Sutras means this is not by birth, by consciousness. We have to understand Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita, by consciousness. We are always Sutras, but we are thinking we are very much elevated. This is the problem, we are not humble, we don't have this humility. Without these two things, we cannot achieve Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is very, very high. We have to understand this is the Prabhupada said, this Krishna's consciousness, this is really consciousness, should be there. And the Ananya Bhakti is that consciousness should be there. But we don't know how to practice, and Prabhupada also said this association, he takes the association of with this deer, it's actually this bad association. You can see, you can also take in the temple bad association. Sorry for that, but you can take it. Because there are such a people where they are glorifying themselves, they are thinking they are so much elevated. This is also bad association. They are not set you example for how to elevate from this place to from pure devotional service. They are bring you also this consciousness. This is not nice to follow. Such a association you can just take, how to say, not seriously. Just take for association, but not seriously or hard. You have to know this is not my consciousness. I don't want to follow this consciousness. You have to be very careful. My consciousness is which consciousness Prabhupada is teaching. Rupa Goswami is teaching, or Riva Goswami is teaching, Acharya is teaching. That is something different from this consciousness. You have to be very much aware about this, and you have to take the association of like-minded people, then you can elevate yourself. And very soon. Otherwise, you come down and down again in the fighting and name, fame, glory. These things are no ending. This is very much is happening here. You can see why he is take birth in Kalanchara mountain, because that birthplace was related to also with his previous life. He was ruler that area, and also related to Acharya that is near to place is nowadays Uttar Pradesh, near to border to Madhya Pradesh in India. And after that he left this place, and immediately no one left their mother. You know, the family relationship very, very danger. We are attached each other. We are not helping other to elevate Krishna Bhakti. We are bringing them down and down because of attachment. And Jadaparat Maharaj knows his previous mistake. He left his mother. His mother is very much attachment, the person at home, you know, holding everything around. And this Bharat Maharaj knows. The Madaram, here mentioned in the sloka is Madaram. He left his mother and went to the forest and the village Shaligram and practicing. And there is also mentioned Krishna Kshetra. Krishna Kshetra means is who is our Supreme Lord worshipped. Where devotees, then that place is worshipped Lord also. There is a Krishna Kshetra. In our temple also Krishna Kshetra. And no different from Bharat Maharaj's story. He went to Saligrama place, village, and take shelter of Acharyas. And here Pulaka Pulasya. And here also we come to in temple for associating with devotees. And we have to really take seriously this process and be careful also. Prabhupada said all the members should be very careful to execute their spiritual duties. Prabhupada is mentioned very careful. This is the healing Jadaparat Maharaj story. The warning also there. We have to his warning is there. We have to be very careful to doing our spiritual practice. And Prabhupada said this temple should be minimized prasad, not give everyone so enjoying their tongue. And the prasadam lead to another problem. When they are very much attached to eating and eating and eating, is lead to sleeping. And lead to sleeping, as Prabhupada said, is too much eating is not giving only sleeping, it's also sex desire also coming. That's why most of the temples they have problem. The man and woman always is problem. This desire is coming this because of prasad. This prasad also should be controlled and not too much. Then Prabhupada said temple management should be careful, not too much feeding. Otherwise you can't manage the temple. You have to know how to manage the temple. The prasad also the problem. Not only prasad, the very much spicy food, this and that. It is giving the desire to enjoy again the senses. And Acharya said, this is place Krishna Kshetra is not for that. This is not for a hotel or free eating, free sleeping. This is for attaining Krishna consciousness, pure Krishna consciousness. And here is one more, I want to say two story. When we have time, I want to elaborate also a little bit more, but we don't have not too much time. Maybe I can tell shortly what is the main point of this sloka, detachment, take advantage of associating with your devotee and not eating and sleeping and becoming the lazy man and become a first class man. And Prabhupada said this is not free hotel. In the purport Prabhupada mentioned, that's why I mentioned this is not for free hotel. Wrong compassion, it's not big wrong compassion. When someone comes to tell you and they tell their family problem, this and that, you don't take seriously, really. The real compassion, you give them real knowledge. What we do, oh, it's happened to you, oh, not good, they can't do good like you. In this way, we are increase their anxiety, and they become more anxiety because of us. This is not real compassion. Sometimes we are telling our friends, oh, I am take care of you, this and that. We are not take care of them. This is not real compassion, wrong compassion. We are filling them down. There's more suffering stage. We are telling this and that, they become more suffer than before. This is not real compassion. Real compassion give them knowledge, spiritual knowledge, how to overcome this obstacle. Because the material world is dukkha, sasvara. Anybody cannot free from this. You have to, if you take birth this world and you have to go through these things, if you have real knowledge, you can overcome from this. Otherwise you can overcome from this. The spiritual wisdom should be help you become real compassion, not become wrong compassion or attachment. But here's Prabhu Maharaj stories happen like that because he has some subtle attraction from previous life, and that's why he entangled. And Acharya said, why this punishment we giving by Krishna? This is mercy of Krishna. It's very short punishment, but in this life is one of the proof. This is mercy of Krishna. How he remembered his previous life in the deer of form of deer. We cannot remember what we did in previous life. We should be more careful. We don't know. But Jagat Maharaj know, the Bharat Maharaj know what he did in previous life, which mistake, he will correct this life. And he was very conscious, he is really about everything. His mother and this and that, he was alone to what he mentioned. He is very, very much consciousness of his devotional practice. And he is situated now the proper way of devotional service. Now his practice is more elevated toward to Krishna. And after that, you can see by the mercy of the Lord, he remembered his past life. Don't take association with lazy people. This is also on the teaching. Bad association give more attachment. There is also that this material. What happened if you have some association such a devotee? Yes, it leads you more doing material things. like that. Since 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, you can practice Krishna Bhakti, but you can't get pure devotion. Why? They have a lot of material attachment, you associating with them, that you got also affected. This is also teaching of this. And the holy place is Vrindavan. There also, if we can see some animals, I will tell short two stories. They have also animal's body. And I always thinking why they have this animal's body. But I heard one story from one sadhu in Vrindavan since many years back. He was living in Vrindavan, sadhu was living in Vrindavan since 30 years back. He had many disciples, but one of his disciples is during the Srimad Bhagavatam, he used to give every day Srimad Bhagavatam. This sadhu. Yeah. And what happened during the Bhagavatam class, he stand up and walking, open the door and close the door. Always he is disturbing whole Bhagavatam class. This is also one thing. Prabhupada have this standard in the temple during the Bhagavatam class. We are not ringing the bell. We are not doing artis going on, but nothing happened. Because in the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, any classes, without distraction, we have to listen. Otherwise, how can we understand your devotional service without listening? It's nothing is happened. And Prabhupada gave very much important for listening. Without listening, we can't perform anything. Even in the Pancharatrika Vidhi, we can't perform. We have to understand Bhagavad Vidhi, then we can apply this Bhagavad Vidhi to Pancharatrika. Otherwise, you can't do properly. That's why Prabhupada is very careful during the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita class. Nothing happened in the temple, only focus with the classes. When something happened other than class, then this is offense, is really a distraction of Srimad, disrespect of Sri Krishna, because Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna, Bhagavad Gita also. And this is a disrespect of Krishna's words. How can you understand then Krishna? This is really so much offenses against this. That's why Prabhupada have such a standard in the temple. And in Vrindavan you can see they have still now follow this standard. They close the doors and during the Bhagavatam class. No one can come and no one can go. In the Radha temple I got one time experience. I went to inside, they closed the door. I don't know why they closed the door, for front door and back door. I don't understand what happened. And then they said, now is one Acharya is giving the Bhagavatam class. I was thinking, our temple we are coming and going. What is the problem? They closed, and I asked one Acharya, one Goswami, why you are closed the door? He said, we are listening to Srimad Bhagavatam during the Bhagavatam class. We don't have any distraction. Only focus in Bhagavatam. Then I understand they are very much eager to listen Krishna Katha. That's why they are great Brajavasi. And this sadhu also gave the lecture, and during the lecture, this disciple always is moving and disturbing others. And many times this guru said to this disciple, sit properly one place, listen Bhagavatam, but he never listened. He is always doing this. So what happened one day in the road accident, he passed away. He got monkey body. Yes, in Vrindavan, again in Vrindavan, because the mercy of Krishna, he got a punishment, short punishment like Bharat Maharaj. I remember always Bharat Maharaj story with this sadhu disciple story. He got monkey body. And what happened? He remembered Guru and this ashram. He came back, like same Bharat Maharaj, he came back this ashram, and Guru understand, recognize, this is my disciple. Which disciple I many times mentioned, don't do this, don't do this. He did. And he got punishment, and he was very compassionate towards this disciple. And he gives chapati during the lecture, he keep getting near to him. So much compassion. In this way, he got so much mercy of Guru. And this life, he never moved. Always sitting and listening Bhagavatam still end, every day. One day, he got sick, he passed away. The monkey forum. And what he did, he put his head on the lotus feet of Guru and passed away. And what happened next life, he take human birth in Vrindavan again, this Brahmin. This same story like Bharat Maharaj, and he take the birth and Guru's nose. He came back to Guru. This is very merciful. That's why we can see Krishna is so merciful. Even we do some mistake, he corrects us and give us the opportunity to go through, the path of devotion. If you accept this spiritual devotional service in this day, Krishna take responsibility. He never leave us to go and suffer. And this suffering, whatever we get, some punishment, is nice to us. We have to accept very humble way and very grateful way. This is, we should grateful to Krishna. And the parents, sometimes you can say good parents, they punish their children. This punishment is not for, that means they are not loving the children. They love the children because of that they punish the children and correct them the right way. And this is love. When some parents, they are not correcting their children, they are wasting. And Krishna is our responsible, loving father. He is always there for correcting our mistakes and put us the right path to going and the devotional service. And in this way, this disciple is coming back to Guru, and very short, young age, he passed away. Because he don't need to do so much, because he already picks up his devotional service to Krishna, and Guru knows, then he passed away. In this way, another story, when we have more time, can we tell one more story about about this? This is my personal experience in Vrindavan. One time we arranged Kartik month, 10 years or 12 years back. We arranged in the Kartik month for reciting whole Srimad Bhagavatam. We arranged some Brahmins to reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses, only verses, no purport, nothing, just verses. And we want to listen complete Srimad Bhagavatam in this way, but still don't understand the whole meaning, but somehow it was arranged by some devotee, and it was happened like some mercy. And I was also sitting there, some Brahmins are coming. They are really, really such an educated Brahmin without books. They have books also, some young Brahmins have books, when they really oldest Brahmins, they don't need to books. They are just reciting Srimad Bhagavatam verses like flowing. Really, can't you imagine this knowledge is coming from Krishna? They are reciting and reciting. Suddenly they started to Mangalachan, standing the Mangalachan. One monkeys appeared. Those big monkeys appear. This monkey is sitting in front of the Brahmin, there, and like this, like a yogi. And I saw, what is this? This monkey's nature is not like that, always jumping here and there, but sitting like that, very much attentively. Then I understand Burma. Again, the same story. This is the monkey is not ordinary monkey, fall down from last life attachment, is coming and sitting. And Brahmins become so happy to see him. They are reciting slokas, and the monk is still ending the slokas. He was not moving. This is which I saw my eyes directly. I was thinking, this Krishna, you are so merciful, because you got again and again chance to this soul, get pure devotional service. You don't leave them. This is the proof. Then after that I become more faith on Krishna, because I was thinking, this is the proof. I never give up this process. This process is very, very elevated process. Whatever happened, we have to accept and go through. And we have to very much aware about our consciousness. What we do for Krishna, Krishna should be our center. In the family attachment also, because the life is not easy, the family attachment is always distract from Krishna. We have to very much consciousness this family for what? Meant for serving Krishna, not for enjoying or meant for attachment. They are all helping me for elevated to Krishna consciousness. If you are thinking they are for my self-enjoyment or for some attachment, is leading you again distraction from Krishna. This is very, very dangerous. Everything, and service also, if you get the temple president position or the commander or temple commander, this and that, this position we have to know. Krishna want to give us to become a first-class man, not become a lazy man. Nowadays what happened, take the position and tell do this, do this, do this. They are not set an example for others. When Prabhupada, can you see the Prabhupada in his ISKCON, he set example, he sleep 1 hour or 2 hours, he is always engaged in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness means 24 hours you have to engage in Krishna consciousness. Somehow you have to know how to engage in Krishna. You have to example. We are not doing anything. We take the position, we are not doing anything. We tell others do and do and do. How long they can do it? They are run away from here. They are not staying for long because they don't get any inspiration from them. They are thinking, oh, the lazy people sitting and tell me, do this and do this and do this. They have to set an example. That's why Prabhupada said, this Krishna consciousness movement, we have to active always to serving Krishna. Krishna is the center. We have to serve Krishna nicely, all together. Don't put our pride, don't put our ego, nothing inside. The pure devotional service is not contaminated by these things. This is beyond this. Prabhupada said is here. Mentioned pure devotional services, only Ananya Bhakti, nothing else. But we have, our goal should be Ananya Bhakti. Attain this Ananya Bhakti. We have to practice in this way very carefully. Temple is the place for service, 24 hours, not for sleeping. Most of the time we can see the papers. They are sleeping, they are sleeping, they are sleeping. They are sleeping, then I was thinking what they do. The sleeping is not for temple. This place for your awaken your consciousness. Krishna give you. Prabhupada said here, if you come to temple, maybe I read only one quote from Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, this temple for what? Prabhupada said, you have to, maybe one of these, many of the conversation Prabhupada had about this. Our buildings are not for our sleeping in and eating like hotels, but whoever want to join us should understand the philosophy of regulated devotional service. Prabhupada said this where they have to understand our regulated devotional service. Our activities are Arati, Kirtan classes, just as we do here in Los Angeles. Everything is done in conformity to a regular standard. For example, all the temple's members without exception must rise 4 o'clock a.m. and attend Mangalarati. Everyone in the temple devotee should be attend Mangalarati. No exception, Prabhupada said. This is the tapasya, this place. If you want to live in the temple, you take this tapasya. Everyone living in the temple must agree to the standard by proper understanding of the philosophy of tapasya. We cannot expect our guests to follow all our principles. This is not for guests, but temple devotee should be followed. But whoever live in the temple must follow. That means all must sit down together and hear the Bhagavatam class. Bhagavatam class, all temple devotee who is living in the temple, they should attend. Prabhupada always many times mentioned. They cannot neglect this because in this way they can make advantage, otherwise not. That's why Prabhupada said together, Bhagavatam class, just as I held it day after day. When I was at the Manor temple, there should be a regular daily schedule for even and it should be followed closely. After the class and breakfast, everyone should go to their respective duties, daily worship, Sankirtana, clean up. And so throughout the day, this atmosphere, this constant engagement will produce the truly happy result of transcendental life. So you should set the example and also see that the other are following. If you are not set the example, who are following you? I am temple president, I am not doing anything. Who is following you? You are telling, do this, this is the duty, listen. Who is following? I am the commander, I am not doing anything. Who is following you? This is the problem. The Prabhupada is the leader of the society. He set example. That's why he's the leader always should set example, otherwise no one doing. They should do first. They have set to example. Our buildings are not for our sleeping and eating like hotels. Prabhupada mentioned this purport in the Radha Maharaj story. By this we have to really very much aware of this. But whoever want to join us should understand the philosophy of regulated devotional service. Here in Los Angeles, they have elaborate Sunday festival and erect and tent and front lawn. There are hours of kirtan and philosophic lecture and lot of prasad distribution. Another thing is they have a 24-hour security guard. This pistol and hostler who in the temple at all times. So you should do this like this. Hare Krishna. The Srila Prabhupada is very clearly mentioned how is living in the temple, what is the duty of them, they should be example for others. That's why in the sloka is mentioned is Krishna Chetra. Our temple also Krishna Chetra. This is the Vaikuntha. Prabhupada mentioned in the one place, if you are living in the temple without proper mindset and with material attachment and desire, you are not in Vaikuntha. One time one disciple told Prabhupada, you opened the center. This is look like Vaikuntha. You set the atmosphere Vaikuntha. And Prabhupada said, yes, yeah, but you are not following regulatory principle and not chanting the 16th round and not situated properly. You are in the material world, even in the temple. You can live material world. This has also happened most of the time everywhere, but they are not properly taught by elevated devotee. Just they are guiding by their mind. Just whatever they understand, they are just going. This is not devotion. They are just doing some practice. This practice not helping to elevate it to Ananya Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti is very far, very high. It's not easy to attain our mental speculation. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. When I do some offenses, please forgive me. Because I want to liberate some points, maybe I can hurt someone hard. Sorry for the Hare Krishna. And when someone want to tell something or some point, please share.
I have few points, but maybe we can discuss some of them later.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the most important point here for everyone is the palm, like the Krishna Kshetra. Actually, the temple is meant to be the spiritual world, and yeah, you were mentioning many different things like fighting or eating and sleeping, sense gratification and so on. This is not going together, but yeah, maybe you can elaborate a bit on the mood we should practice and we should have if we are actually here.
Yeah, that's a Prabhupada sentence mentioned already. Prabhupada mentioned the purport about this free hotel. That's why I mentioned this, because Prabhupada mentioned in the purport these words. He used the temple should be try to set example for everyone, executed the services proper way, carefully. And Prabhupada mentioned this carefully. This Prabhupada many times mentioned the deity worship also. Prabhupada mentioned fearful attitude we should have in the deity worship. What's the meaning of fearful attitude? Careful attention. Prabhupada again and again said careful attention, not only deity worship, all service. In temple, if you are doing any service in the temple, you have to careful attention. The careful attention means no material desire. We are thinking we are doing everything carefully. That is not careful attention. Not without any material attachment. This is also more detail inside. You have to do service in proper mood. No any material desire in the heart. If you have to do this with this attention, you could pure devotional service, because temple is meant for that. Krishna Chetra is meant for that. That's why Prabhupada is mentioning again and again. Balaram Maharaj's story is teaching us so many things. How to attract to Krishna. When you are distracted from Krishna, what happens? These things are happening like Balaram Maharaj. That's why is in the Prabhupada, really Prabhupada. I was also thinking by Prabhupada mentioning the purport, free hotel and this and that, and so many lectures Prabhupada gave about this. There are many lectures you can find this in Prabhupada Manipur, you can many lectures. And I was thinking why Prabhupada again, because Prabhupada want to make point, this place is Manipur, not that. Not eating, sleeping, sex desire, this is not that. This is for this human form gifted by Krishna. And this form is only for make Krishna consciousness. This is the chance for. And this place is giving us chance to elevate ourselves. Which place you can go and understand Krishna consciousness. Only temple, you can, Krishna Chetra, you can. From here you can elevate it yourself. That's why Prabhupada mentioned here very, very clearly, who is living in the temple, they should agree our philosophy and standard. Otherwise, no meaning for Prabhupada is useless. They are living in the temple is useless for these things, sleeping, eating, is useless. You can do outside also. Outside people also doing this, eating, sleeping, and sex desire and this and that. This is outside things. This is not inside things. That's why Prabhupada said this is useless. You can live for many years in the temple. What's the meaning of living in the temple? You look at the land temple, what's the meaning? Krishna give you extra mercy to living here. For what? Elevated yourself to Ananya Bhakti. It's nothing else. We have to really understand this place only for that. No other nonsense. We are doing this nonsense. One day Krishna gave us for this punishment. We got real punishment, the short punishment, maybe big punishment. We have to accept it because this is our mistake. The Krishna make point, you did mistake, that's why I give you some punishment and purify yourself and come back to your service. Krishna gave. That's why we can see something. You go out and come in. It's this happened because we have some distraction from our devotional service. Then we got it. The Prabhupada said this is really a careful, fearful attitude, careful attention. This is everything means you have to be very, very conscious about service. Without distraction. Your center is only Krishna. Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. You have to, Satyam Varam Dhima. Krishna is only absolute truth. You have to understand these two things. Then you understand what is your purpose of life. Otherwise, we know, we are learning Shastra, we are listening and this and that. We don't have realization because we are not situated at the track and we are still in the material consciousness. That's why we are not recognizing these words. Nishima Bhagavana started with this verses, the first verse is telling all truth, but still we are not understanding. And then going and going and going. But Jadaparat Maharaj giving us very, very big reason to understand our situation, the mistakes we should correct. Krishna gave us many chances to correct our mistakes. We don't do this always. Otherwise we got punishment, but we should understand. This is not punishment, this mercy. Krishna so this merciful. He never do anything like us. When we punish someone because of our arrogance, because of ego, we can punish others. We are thinking, oh, I have punished them, I found them foul. Oh, I am no greater than others. No, this is our ego. But Krishna never do like that. He is beyond all. Krishna is so merciful. Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
And he said, if you don't, he quoted Machita Margatatana,
Yes.
the third one, and he said, if you don't do Machita Margatatana, it means you are coming.
Yes, I had also confusion. I don't really.
It was so powerful, how to say this conversation talk. And yeah, and he said, then you what? No, Crony, you just organize like this is organized mess.
Yes.
Organized mess.
Yeah, that's true. We have to understand why the problem is
And he said, you are not different from Karmis, he said, you are Karmis. And he said, no, you have to converse on Krishna's topics, you have to speak about Krishna. Yes, of course, sadhana service, but it's very important to have some amongst each other. Because otherwise this individualism, which is sitting very deep in our heart, it just remains.
Yes.
But bhakti is about personalism, yes. Our hearts develop real relationships, spiritual relationships with each other, with Krishna. But yeah, otherwise we just remain individualists.
Yes.
It's so deep in our heart, yes. Individualism, it's just sitting in our hearts. Yes.
Prabhupada said, if you are not elevated, practicing Vaidisarnamati and we are sometimes acting like Ragana Bhaktas, and Prabhupada said, you are Sagajiya.
Yes,
You are Sagajiya because you are acting like pure devotee. You are not pure devotee. You are still name, fame, contaminated by so many things. Why you are acting so very close to Krishna? This is Sagajiya attitude. We are also doing this. Sagajiya. And another thing also Prabhupada is still you are attending the pure devotional service. You are atheist. Prabhupada said, remember that. Because our meditation, we are chanting, we don't see Krishna, no connection. We have some different connection with the world. And when you are mind, and Prabhupada said, you are atheist. The atheists are also doing this mental speculation. They are speculating this or that. You are also doing during the chanting. Why you are not remember Krishna? You are remember this and that problem, this woman, that problem. Why you remember Krishna? You are atheist. That's why we have to really very careful who is living in the temple. We should be have such a habit, listen to Prabhupada regularly. Without listening, they can progress anything. They can only progress.
That's our main.
Yes.
That's
what Prabhupada said. They should agree. This that listening to class, attend, and Maharaj.
Yes, without, because Shravan and Kirtan, they nourish one another.
Yes.
Without quality Shravana, there won't be any good Kirtan.
Yes.
No
Nothing.
good japa, no.
Remember, this should be remembered. Without smiling, what to do? Atheist worship.
Maya smile.
Because a lot is front of us, we couldn't recognize him. What's the meaning? We are still hard with our consciousness. Really, I was always thinking this is really not for teaching others. It's myself because every time when I give the class or doing something when I recognize it's this mistake, I should be correct because this is mistake of mine, not others. Because we have this previous life, we read so many things. That's why we attach this life so many things like and we have to recognize these mistakes when we continue and we got short punishment or big punishment. We have to understand we couldn't attain Krishna prema in this life. It will take some lifetime. And what we tell, we are going by we are going. This is also one consciousness also society nowadays. They are telling straight in pure devotional service. We are practicing. We are not practicing. Prabhupada said, Devi Goswami said, is our opposite bhakta, samantasita bhakta. Pure devotional service is so different because
they have to teach me how to organize translation. Yes.
Most of us are doing opposite. We are not
Mixed Mishra. Jnana also, lots of Jnana also. Yes, Jnana Mishra Bhakti and Karma.
There's a Mishra but not pure devotional service also.
That's true. Yes, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Krishna, this is really very important.
Because sometimes the spiritual life is over.
Can you imagine? I was saying about the last stage. This is a subtle emotion. It's manifested from our heart. It's really is very. Only mercy of the Acharya we can recover from this. No way. This is, I always think, I have to faith of this process because this working, no doubt.
Ну, я бы хотела кое-что тоже там добавить, если я могу тоже поделиться, что нам сначала точно знаешь.
From Shraddha, he's saying that he often will go at the still prayer. Shraddha is very important. Hare Krishna.
Flowers
кухне надо быть, да?
Сегодня суббота, там на самом деле в субботу мало чего. Там нужно только сампол, он там кастрюли большие, там перекладывать не нужно.
Цена, получается, мне надо тогда поедем 12 покупаться, а там типа здесь все чисто и вперед.
Ну, на самом деле можно, но не обязательно. Потому что купаться нужно тому, кто будет посуду божествовать сделать. Могу я это сделать, а вы можете все остальное помочь.
Ну хорошо. things.